There are a lot of Roblox myths that can be considered underrated. These myths are said not to get the attention they deserve. In this video, we'll be shining the spotlight on 3 underrated Roblox myths. As always, these myths were either suggested by viewers or handpicked by myself. So let's get into it. The first myth we'll be going over is Concerté. At least, that's how we're gonna pronounce it in this video. Anyway, Concerté is a Roblox myth best known for their game melodies and their related group composition. They are a very new myth, which means there won't be a lot of information on them. Concerté's story can be traced back to October 14th, 2023, when they created their Roblox account. Around the same time, Concerté started their account on the Twitter platform. 5 days after making their Roblox account, Concerté made their signature game, Melodies. It would frequently get updates into the present day. Concerté also started getting ranked in numerous myth hunting groups, with some examples including RMH Myth Development and Journal of Mythos. Nowadays, Concerté is a semi-active Roblox myth, logging onto their account every few days. Their activity includes interacting with the Roblox myth community and occasionally updating their Roblox game. Concerté has one game as of this video's release, which is called Melodies. The game was created on October 19th, 2023 and has almost 3,500 place visits. What makes this more impressive is that this game has only been out for a few months, showing that hunters are already becoming fascinated with Concerté's myth. Since this is a Brian Stuff video, we'll discuss what can be found in-game. The player spawns in the middle of an apartment with many instruments, furniture, appliances, and books scattered around it. We can assume that this is Concerté's apartment. It is all black and white and takes place in the middle of a rainy night. One notable thing is the number of notes placed around the apartment. The player can read the notes by clicking on them and pressing the enter button to progress through the game's dialogue. Based on what the notes say, the story can be inferred to be about a relationship that Concerté had with another person that ended up going downhill. That's just my interpretation of the story. Another notable thing about Melodies is that there are books that, when clicked on, will teleport you to different games. These games tell a different part of the myth story, each with a different badge that the player can obtain. Of course, this is not a complete analysis of what can be found in Melodies, but it should give you a rough idea of what the game contains. There's a bit of trivia that one should know about Concerté. As always, trivia is just extra facts that are relevant enough to make it into the video. The first piece of trivia is that Concerté owns a group called Composition. Something I learned about this group is that the second O in the name is a similar looking letter from the Cyrillic script. That explains why the link shows up like this. This group is related to Concerté's myth, likely through being a fan group. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. The second and final piece of trivia is that, as mentioned before, Concerté has a semi-active Twitter account. It seems to be a place where Concerté posts teasers regarding their myth, as their few tweets on the account show screenshots of various games. It's not that active though, so posts are made very rarely, if at all. Overall, I consider Concerté a pretty underrated Roblox myth that deserves more attention. The next myth we'll be going over is Motatia. Motatia is a Roblox myth best known for their games with Greek names and its association with other Roblox myths. Motatia is an older Roblox myth as seen by their join date, but they haven't gotten much attention within the myth community, which is why they're in this video. Motatia's story on the Roblox platform dates back to May 4th, 2020, when they created their account. Right away, they started developing their myth. Motatia made their first game 2 days later, on May 7th, whose name translates to Dreamland. It is safe to assume that Motatia spent the next few years developing their myth further, which led to them getting ranked in myth hunting groups such as RMH Myth Development. Nowadays, Motatia is a semi-active Roblox myth, logging onto their Roblox account occasionally. The same can be said for his games, which are updated periodically. Speaking of which, Motatia has 2 public games. Well, one is public, but 2 are listed on their profile. The 2 games are Was I Awake All This Time and Dreamland. Of the 2, Dreamland is the most popular, having over 6,500 place visits. It was created on May 27, 2020, making it almost 4 years old. This will change as time progresses. Due to tradition, we'll discuss what can be found in-game. The player spawns in the middle of an archipelago, a group of islands. The specific island at spawn contains a blocky arch next to some floating trees. A few notable things can be found in Dreamland. A snowflake on the island right next to spawn can be found on the ground. Clicking on the snowflake will cover the island with snow and play an eerie noise in the background. As for the rest of the map, one can walk up to a painting easel in the middle of an island. The player can click or tap on it, showing a dialog box saying New Canvas. Circling back to the snowflake, there is a sunflower next to it. Clicking or tapping on it will show a dialog box stating it's a sunflower. Behind this sunflower is a little bridge that leads into what I assume is water. There is also a third path that the player can take, which leads to a few stone structures. The first structure looks like a pedestal containing the Star of David. Well, part of it. Walking further will reveal the second stone structure, which looks like a mausoleum. It contains an up arrow on its front, which most likely implies something. What that thing is, I don't know. There is also a structure off in the distance containing a person sitting on the ground. This is the same location seen in the thumbnail for Dreamland, albeit with slight differences. That is as much as I could find in Motecia's games. If there is anything that I missed, let me know in the comments below. Believe it or not, there is a bit of trivia one should know about Motecia. The only piece of trivia about Motecia is that Dreamland has 3 badges that can be obtained. However, as of this video's recording, no players have obtained the badges. This may change in the future, but who knows. Overall, I consider Motecia a Roblox myth deserving of more attention. The third and final myth that we'll be going over is one known as Lotus Tea. Lotus Tea is a Roblox myth best known for their game Halls of Remembrance, as well as their association with other Roblox myths. Like the first myth we covered earlier, Lotus Tea is a very new myth, meaning there's not a lot of information on them. Regardless, we'll still talk about them in this video. Lotus Tea's story can be traced back to July 12, 2023, when they created their Roblox account. They started developing their myth pretty much immediately. On the same day, Lotus created their signature game, Halls of Remembrance. We'll touch on this game later. They also began getting ranked in various Roblox myth hunting groups, being noticed by ones such as Myth Investigation Service, RMH Myth Development, and Myth Community Wiki. Go show support to all 3, by the way. Heading into 2024, things are pretty much the same, with Lotus Tea further developing their myth. Nowadays, Lotus Tea is a pretty active Roblox myth, logging onto their account quite often. This may or may not change as time progresses, we'll just have to wait and see. As mentioned earlier, Lotus Tea has one public game, Halls of Remembrance. It was made on July 12, 2023, making it a relatively new myth game. Halls of Remembrance is also a bit popular, having over 2,500 place visits. Of course, this will change as time passes. Because this is a Brian Stuff video, we'll discuss what can be found in-game. The player spawns at the bottom of a staircase with little decoration. If one looks out a window next to spawn, they'll see that the map is a castle-like structure with many areas connected. Moving on, the primary goal of Halls of Remembrance is to unlock a passageway that lies in one of the lower levels. This can be done by clicking or tapping 5 spike-shaped objects around the map, each located in a different area. Finding each one will light up a dot on top of the closed-off pathway. Once all 5 spike-shaped objects are found, the player can head down to the room with the closed-off pathway to find a route opened. Walking down the corridor will lead to a Brywall that, when touched, teleports the player to a game called Warmer. Here, the player spawns in the middle of a black void with only a cradle visible in the distance. This is accompanied by the sound of a baby crying. With this said, all that the player can do is walk towards the cradle. After a bit, the environment will change to a giant warehouse with a few lights on stands. The sound of the baby crying will also stop at this point. Following this, the player will be kicked from the game and a message will appear on the screen. The message reads, "What is small, round, and red all over? Daydreaming." It is likely that this has significance to the story of Lotus Tea's myth, but we don't know for sure. Apart from that, there's not much else to see in-game. There is a bit of trivia one should know about Lotus Tea. The only piece of trivia about Lotus Tea is that his game, Halls of Remembrance, has one obtainable badge titled The Pit's Completion. The reason I say it is obtainable is because, to date, a total of 32 Roblox players have been able to obtain the badge. It's very likely this will change as time progresses. Overall, Lotus Tea is a Roblox myth that is deserving of more attention.